Come on, good evening, good evening. So biologists are presented their research findings, but they presented pretty good and a lot of information they gave. They gathered a lot of samples. See there? So many samples, and even the cow, also the calf is here. It's very hard to bring calf to this spot, but they brought it. And also the main thing, the fossils they brought. And also they brought the soil, which is the basis of every life on earth. Without soil there is no plants. So they showed the what is that, clay soil. Some people are talking about gundu soil and so on. There is no gundu soil and so on. Okay, only there are 4 types of soil. What Jesus was also actually clay, that is the variyoraman. Then comes manal, sand, which is the parai orathu mannu. Moodavathu vandu pudar, natpudar, that is the humus. That is this thing what they brought. See here, kariman. So the last one is the nalla nilam, that is the mannu of where things grow. See, good soil. So they brought the manal. This is the clay. See, manal, that's the sand, this is the clay. See here, they brought all the things, and then because I didn't take a lesson, they didn't know how to explain that. But you see, this is what the good soil is about. Keep it with you. See, this is the ratio. A good soil, 25% is water, 25% is air, and then it is made up of clay. See, clay, and then sand, and then this humus and the mud to that. 4, loamy soil. What soil? Loamy. L-O-A-M-Y, loamy. That is the soil. Good, nalla nilam. Today there are 12 types of soil is existing on the surface of the earth. Come here. 12 types of soil. It's called taxonomy of soil. All right? Which is the basis of everything. For soil, you know, where does it come from? Soil, where does it come from? A good question. You should ask the. Yes. See that? She told mountain. She told somewhat right, rock. But rock. Yeah. See, that is the word. Soil comes from rock. There are only 3 types of rocks. Jesus knows the geology. He is a geologist. A science of and a study of rock is known as the geology. So there are 3 types of rock. What type of rock? Igneous rock. Adhaan karungallu. Rendavathu sedimentary rock, which forms under the water. It grows, big. And the last one is metamorphic rock. Only 3 types of rocks. So they have got different categories. Igneous has got basalt, gabbro, lot of varieties. Sedimentary also has lot of varieties. Last, metamorphic also, all varieties. You know this, all 3 rocks, especially the sedimentary rock comes from, the particles are coming from igneous and also metamorphic and also sedimentary particles, small particles. And they go and deposit in the water, and they cement, they grow in the process of cementation. The rock cement, and it grows into big rock. Today, a lot of sedimentary rock is available here. You know that, no? And the metamorphic rock also, it is a transformation of the igneous or sedimentary. You know what? When earthquake happens, it splits, and the igneous rock and the sedimentary rock go deep inside. The pressure and the heat changes both the rocks into metamorphic. You know marble? Marble is a metamorphic rock. Metamorphic means changing. So once upon a time it was a karungallu. And the karungallu, ulla ponadanaala heat and pressure made this beautiful rock called metamorphic. It changes into another type of rock. This is 3 da irukku. So this is what Jesus teaches when he says, "You are rock, on this rock I build my church." But if you don't know the rock science, how are you going to understand what Jesus' statement is all about? Now we can interpret church is like a strong like igneous rock, Karangallu Mari. Church is like a sedimentary rock, different particles, different truths it brings and forms into one institution. Now you can also say metamorphic. Church changes according to place and time and culture. See, now you can interpret if you know the science of rocks. Since we don't know the science of rocks, we don't know to give any sermon. So this is a very scientific term when Jesus said, "You are rock," on this symbolic of the essence of the missionary work and evangelization. You understand that? So it is called, sister told, mountain and rock. So through the process called weathering, அந்த வார்த்தை நீங்க கத்துக்கணும். மண் எப்படி வருதுன்னா through the process called weathering. What is that?
Weathering.
A rock, you see, weathering means a mountain, there is the wind and water, sometimes even the plants, roots, no, they go inside and they split the rock into two and you find soil there. Okay, I'll show you with the stuff when we go for a practical before our class. And then this is called weathering of a rock. So through weathering, in other words, theologically seen, passion, death. Weathering is passion, death. Resurrection is the soil. Resurrection. See, this is the resurrection. They undergo very, very difficult process of through wind and water, particles by particles by particles, particles. 10,000 years it takes to make 1 inch of soil on the surface of the earth. 10,000 years, 1 inch. So this is the process here. So the biologist has brought samples. They try to give some information, but they are very much obsessed with the Carolinius classification of kingdom, phylum, subphylum, genus. So they were very much obsessed with that subject. And I expected them to shed some light on what benefits and what rewards, what role these animals, this soil, even these bones, what role they play, what is their contribution. That presentation was nil. So that is the observation I had on the presentation. You should have given what benefits they are. Without them we can't exist. At least that thing you should have mentioned. Without soil there is no life. When you destroy soil, you destroy the whole culture. You know Theodore Roosevelt, the American president in 1950, you know what he said? Learn this. A nation that destroys its soil destroys itself. Let me see whether you can repeat. A nation that destroys its soil destroys itself. Can anybody, audience, one of you can repeat that statement, what I said just now?
The nations that destroys the soil destroys the
Itself. A nation that destroys its soil destroys itself. Unmadana? So today you tell me India, we destroy that soil for brick making. We destroy. So what I'm telling is this is the wealth, at last, biological wealth. Sisters, you should have mentioned these words. This is the biological wealth. We can never create, only we can destroy. So this doesn't belong to humans alone, as we think, take all, take all, take all. But it belongs to not only you, it belongs to also trees and other creatures, because this is the foundation of our civilization. Soil is the foundation, rock is the foundation, and Jesus also teaches about this soil science. The parable of the sower, you remember? That is the Nalla Nilam. Okay, Nalla Nilam. That is the soil which produces 60, 80 and 100. So this is what our natural world is all about. Good soil means good life, good future, associated with the good soil, water, and air. That's it. Three great biological wealth for us: soil, water, air. Understand that? Okay. That is a good presentation. I was very happy you presented. Good. I say you, I give you no marks, but I can say that you have tried to expose the mysteries of the natural world. They all play a role. Don't forget that. Even one thing, if you destroy, even one animal or something you destroy, this world has become poor, poor, poor. Even if you kill that wasp, what you brought just now, our world has become poor. Not only that, in free ecosystem services, we have diminished. The service has become poor. So they are all doing service. So give a nice hand for them. All right. Presented their findings in a magnificent way. They brought so much of samples, and also the quantity was very generous because our ecology is generous, okay? And the biology was very, very frugal. You know why? In biology they are only limited, but this is much. 1 million species of plants are there. So they brought some samples, but most of them they were concentrating on mostly useful for humans, like medicinal plant. But you should have brought some more. You see that tree I didn't see. That's called rain tree. That is the tree, Thoomunji Maram solluvaanga. That is the tree which is very important, that works for common good, takes so much of carbon. They are known as carbon sink. We put up the poison and they take up the poison and they turn into oxygen.
All trees.
Especially you brought it neem trees. So the huge trees like that tree plays a very, very important role in ecology. Also, teak, you brought the teak also. You know what? You know that tree there behind you, there is one hibiscus. Where is the hibiscus?
Hibiscus, we brought it also.
Hibiscus.
Yes.
So hibiscus is the very, very rich tree which can take more carbon. All right. The carbon it takes. That's why the hibiscus flower is so nutritious. That's why you make tea or coffee, and that's why hibiscus leaves are dark. They are not green. They are dark because they take so much carbon. So hibiscus plays a vital role, and teak plays a vital role. Appuram Pungamaram. Pungamaram plays a great role of taking carbon from the atmosphere. So all these trees, they do it for the common good. It's free services. They give shade. They give shade to not only, in that shade you can go, your dog can go, snake can go, any creature can go. In your house, only you can go. Not snake can come, not other strangers can come. Here anybody, beggar also can go, sinner also go, Christian also go, Muslim also go. That is a shelter it gives you. See, free services. So these are gifts. As I said in the previous presentation, everything, soil is the foundation of life. This is the resurrection. Soil also undergoes transformation because it takes the microscopic bacteria. I told you that black soil, no, the bushy soil, it is called humus. That is the technical word, humus. Humus means there is living things like the bones, like a fish remains, and the microscopic bacteria is formed. So soil and sand, big difference. Soil is with the living things, sand is no living thing. Okay, மணல்ல எதுவுமே கிடையாது, மண்ணில் தான் பூச்சிங்க. So in the same way, they undergo passion and death, and the resurrection is that grass, plants resurrection. This is a symbol of resurrection. You see, next year, during month of February, you see they shed all the leaves. That is a passion and death time. It looks as if they are dead. But they recycle the same thing every year. Every year, they don't go to Australia to bring fresh leaves. For Deepavali, you buy fresh clothes. Like they don't buy a fresh clothes for Deepavali, Easter, and Christmas, and like that. But they take the old stuff and they put out the new brand. So look at that. So you have to learn a lot of things from them. They are the models. They are the saints and martyrs and doctors of the church. They are. You should dedicate one day, a day of tree. You say Mass and you talk about the life-giving symbol of those trees from the seed. Jesus observed and he taught about that mustard seed, how it grows, it becomes shelter for birds and animals. Those are the ecosystem services. You understand that? So I think these people have brought and they put their heart and soul. And many people gave many arguments to defend their own claims. And here they wrote a lot of things, especially medicinal plant. Without them, we can't really exist at all. Today, medicinal plant knowledge is disappearing slowly because we are doing deforestation. So many plants have been disappearing. But now we need to protect them, take them and bring them to your convents, and then try to promote those endangered species of plants. So that is your mission. Okay? Jesus, symbol of that, I am the good shepherd. The sheep on his shoulder symbolizes the endangered species of animals and plants. So Jesus comes to, he talks about the conservation efforts of everybody today here. So would you conserve and preserve for the future generations? We should do that. That is what Laudato Si says all about it. Anyway, my dear sisters, thanks for the ecologists for gathering so much of samples. I hope these samples are they are going to return back to the nature where they can become again nutrients to be taken up by plants, and they become again the same. They don't disappear like this. They become the same in a new form. So that is the beauty of nature. So congratulations, sisters, and I give you good marks and good, excellent level of marks. And I would say both of you did very well. There is not much difference. I would give you 99 marks. Ecologist. And I'll give for biologist, I would give you 98.75, only 0.25 less. So that is what, because they are very much concentrated on.
We are only four, Father. We are four only.
Okay, right. But anyway, what the heck? You also get 99. All right? You get ice cream. Those who get, winners will get ice cream. The second runners-up also get ice cream. But now there is no runners-up. You are all equal. I give 99 to 99. So God bless you all. Excellent for
Tomorrow we'll have ice
this is only a small effort I took to ignite some interest in biology and ecology. So this should take you there and open your eyes and see what are they doing. Nobody gives any importance to them, and actually they are put on the central stage. St. Francis of Assisi, the feast we celebrate today, he keeps them on the stage and we become audience. But we were keeping humans on stage and they were audience. But now time has come. They come onto the stage and we better give them round of applause to whole of nature. Come on, look around that side and give a nice round of applause to the
nature.
without which we can never survive. All right? Okay, now dance will take place. Our dancers will perform. Okay? Stage is ready.